Hey friends, it's time for That's Life with Julie. Have I got a story for you? Okay, so we're taking the wedding gown, the gown that took us like a year and a half to find, the gown that we drove 3.5 hours to actually try it on because no one else in the tri-state area had it, and I mean, this was a big deal, all right? The gown. We took the gown to a seamstress today to be altered. And I just have to tell you, yesterday I spoke about Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide. Well, I was kind of whispering on my breath, Lord, you are going to have to provide a way out of here. I'm going to punt kick this little kid. Because here's what was going on. There's this 3-year-old, a 3-year-old related to somebody in the store, and a 3-year-old who wasn't aware of his parameters, nor was his mother who was in the store with him. And I'm telling you, I was like standing bodyguard, had my arms crossed, I'm like staking out the area, making sure he's not getting near Kristen's gown, kind of a big deal gown. It's not just a little homecoming dress, it's the wedding gown that I paid a little bit of money for, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, here's little Junior, aka Damien, and he's playing around and he's got dirty little shoes on, and at one point he somehow digs out of the back room. Back in the 70s there was this toy that you'd push it and it'd go. Tell me when that gets annoying. Yeah, that's what he was pushing. So the seamstress is trying to explain to Kristen and I about how the bustle's going to be made or not made, and we're not understanding what she's talking about. And Junior over here, little Damien, he had 666 tattooed on his little shin. I'm sure I saw it. Or the back of his head. Anyway, it was an interesting day. And at one point I actually physically picked this child up because he was this close to stepping on my daughter's dress, and meanwhile Mom's standing like 10 inches away. So you know what I should have done? I should have pulled her to the back room and done like a special remedial session of One Tough Mother and kind of poured into her some things, but instead Kristen and I decided to take the dress elsewhere to someone who doesn't have a child running around, and someone else who seems to understand that a bride likes to think that someone is paying attention and has all their attention on that dress. So all of that to say, that was my life today. So how's your life been today? Yesterday I talked about Jehovah Jireh, praying that to Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide. And I want to encourage you to continue doing that in your life, no matter what it looks like. Because listen, I know what I just told you, some of you are like, whatever, like big whoop. All right, I know that, but it's my life, right? It's what's going on in my life today. Tomorrow I may be getting online and talking to you about praying about some major physical need that I have or someone that I love. But today it's all about alterations on a wedding gown. But I still can go to the Lord who provides. I can still pray to him, because listen, I was praying under my breath. I'm like, Jesus, you better help me not punt kick that kid out the window. I'm not sure that's quite the prayer that I should have been praying, but it's what I prayed anyway. But my life, your life, where you are today, how are you going to pray? How are you going to pray to the God who provides? How are you going to ask the God who sees your need? I want to encourage you to continue doing that. And you know what? It can be short and sweet. It can be very succinct. It doesn't have to be a big lengthy prayer. I tend to like lengthy prayers, if you haven't noticed that. At one point, back in the day, if it was dinner time or whatever, one time someone said, Julie, would you ask the blessing? And my youngest, Patrick, went, oh, no. And then one time I was at church camp, and my daughter kind of whispered under breath, Mom, don't pray, you take too long. So I understand, I kind of have that problem, but it doesn't have to be that way. It can be long, but it can be very short. Short, like Anne Lamott said years ago in a book that I read. 2 of the best prayers ever prayed are these: help me, help me, help me, and thank you, thank you, thank you. So today, perhaps your prayer is simply, help me, Jehovah Jireh. Help me, Jehovah Jireh, because he is the Lord who provides. And then perhaps, as my case is, in this small little minutia of life today, thank you, Jehovah Jireh. Thank you for providing another seamstress. Thank you for providing grace and self-control in the moment where I wasn't arrested for attempted assault on a toddler. Okay, I would never do that, but mentally, I was ready to just, Thank you, thank you. Help me, help me. Those can be our prayers today. Hey, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you again tomorrow. And no, actually today's Friday, so I'm going to take the weekend off, enjoy my weekend, and I'll see you guys back here next week. Take care.